We like old adverts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to We Like Old Adverts. My name is Joe. I'm joined here by Jim and Connell. We're going to take a look at 3 adverts for you and see if you like them too. I'm going to start off things. It's an advert from the 1960s, and you definitely couldn't make it today.
Perhaps it had been a mistake to come back to the same place. All I could think about was her and our last meeting. And then suddenly, there she was. Or was I dreaming? She left her basket behind, which was like her. It was wonderful to see her again. At dusk, we went to a point where we could see right across the bay. And we smoked our players together as the moon rose.
What an ass!
Yeah, so many questions. Like, why is clearly this guy is returning to a place where he's had some sort of heartbreak, but
Yes.
apparently all it took for them to resume their torrid affair was just see each other. Have they just forgotten to hang out? Like, there's so much more I want to know about why that guy's left the place in the first place, and why he's just knocking about, brooding around this little village about his lost love.
Yeah.
Who seems
it's
absolutely delighted to see him.
It's like Romeo and Juliet, isn't it? Except instead of killing themselves with poison and a knife, they use something altogether more subtle to end up. I mean, I am a proud former smoker, and I now think fags are disgusting, and I'm happy with that mindset. There's nothing romantic about a cigarette. When you kiss someone and they taste like the back end of a wagon,
Awful.
they've really avoided this truth here, and I admire that. You know what I mean? It's like the entire narrative wasn't leading up to a lover's union, but smoking some tab ends at the top of a hill. I mean, it's the magic of love. What I really love is, like, he kind of, when they're at the top of that hill looking over the bay, he like moves her head.
Yeah,
like,
that's my favourite bit.
Creepy men.
Very creepy.
Sort of like Humphrey Bogart. He's quite a kind of 40s cinema, golden age of cinema, that move the head and then lean in for the kiss.
Yeah.
Well, he moves the head, but then sparks up the fag.
Don't want to kiss. Don't be mad.
I mean, there's controlling, and then there's like, you will smoke now.
Oh God, this is why she, broke up with him in the first place. These controlling ways.
Yeah,
and it's all coming back.
Yeah,
he's very condescending with her as well, because he says, "Oh, she left her bag behind, just like her."
Yeah,
like typical.
I love the little gymnastics move he does to get that though.
Yeah,
just dives through that bar. That's wicked.
Like, he's been condescending with her, and he absolutely is. It's such a patronising advert. Have you seen? He's unwrapping his players at the beginning. Throws the wrapper on the floor. It's like in that lovely picturesque village in Cornwall. He just throws his litter on the floor. He's a litter bug, a smoker, and a
gymnast.
And a gymnast.
Yeah. Shipping village terrain is no obstacle for him. He'll jump through anything. He's not bothered.
I've been led to believe that in the good old days, people didn't litter and do stuff like that. But here we see clear evidence that is not the case.
Well, it's got to start somewhere, Jim.
Yeah,
people love players. People love players. I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Players, you never see players' cigarettes now, do you? There's kind of 1940s about them.
So that was Players. Weird. And this is mine.
I'm still quite junior, so I do a bit of everything, which includes keeping the cash machine loaded. No, it's easy. A bit like a photocopier, except the paper's more expensive. And I'll make sure I put plenty in. Because Saturday night I'll be on the other side of the wall. thing is, when I was at college, I hated going into the bank. Suppose we all did. So the hole in the wall was a bit of a lifeline. Well, it still is. Of course we do. It's not all work, work, work.
Right, I've brought this to the table because it fills me with nostalgia. That song, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I had it in my head for years, and I knew it was from an advert, but I couldn't remember what the advert was. I had no idea, and someone eventually told me what it was. It's called Crockett's Theme. It's by Jan Hammer, and weirdly, it's the music from the end credits to Miami Vice.
Yeah.
So that song was already famous for being in use in a completely different context, and NatWest went for it anyway. But it's a great piece of music that is oddly sort of like moody.
It's plaintive. I don't understand why it's there. It's not the dynamic optimism you want from a bank in Liverpool, you know?
No. It's
I think you get that song on those claw games as well at the beach, at the seaside.
Oh yeah,
you sometimes get it on them.
Oxygene by Jean-Michel Jarre.
Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing feels like a recruitment video for capitalism itself, doesn't it? It's like they're trying to not only sell you the idea of banking with NatWest, but like getting a job there. Like, why are they selling you the idea of that kid's job?
They are forgetting quite foolishly that I do not care about that lad's working day. He can use the coffee machine all he likes. I am not interested. And what was with his accent as well? I mean, Liverpool, you see the Liver building there. Did he get transferred? Are there no actors from Liverpool? I mean, obviously, it's possible for people to move. But if you're showcasing Liverpool, you think, right, someone with a bit of a Scouse drawl. But no.
That is probably because it was made by an ad agency based in London, maybe. Who knows?
Probably.
It's probably some sort of 80s regionalism.
We could have had Paul McCartney in that one. I've been working here for like quite a while now. And Saturday night, it's really crazy because I just use the whole of the wall.
They offered me money and I just can't say no. I just, it's quite sweet, isn't it? The idea of a cash point, the idea of cash points being relatively new things that would even count as something that you would, a plus point to advertise on. But I like as well the little, actually, do I like it? I don't think I do like it. The little dynamic where they hint at the fact there's maybe that he likes the girl that he's working with. It turns out they're seeing each other. It's like, yeah, of course you do. What do you mean, of course you do? What are you implying that I'm thinking?
Yeah, of course we do. It's not work, but no one's asked you anything, mate. No one's even asked a question here. What are you on about? What do you do? What are you on about?
Yeah. I like that they've got the romantic angle and at the end they're standing by the Mersey on the windiest day in history. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. It's not work here. It's like, well, mate, hold on to that railing, pal. That is what you get when you try and film nice things in the north. You can't predict things like that.
Again, though, isn't it? The whole like, it's part of the selling the idea of working for NatWest or sort of like, working in finance. It's like, if you come join the club, get yourself a nice girlfriend. Like, look, I've got a girlfriend. I've got my whole life mapped out here. I'm in a junior position. Yeah. I've met the woman who'll probably go on to be my wife. We still have a bit of fun at the weekends. You like Miami Vice, don't you? That's exciting. It can still be exciting. Come on, join us. Join us.
There's a bit where she gets introduced and he's delivering something about how when he was at college, he didn't like to go to the bank. Who does? But he delivers the whole thing looking off to the side. It's like, didn't like to go to the bank when I was in college. It's like, look me in the eye. Yeah. You're in charge of my money, you piece of dirt. Look me in the eye.
It's like a Zoom chat.
So you didn't like going to the bank when you were at college. So what made you think getting a job there was a good idea?
I don't trust this guy. I'm not going to let him dictate what I should do in my life.
Do you know, my favourite bit in the whole advert is when that man lets him out of the jail at the end. And he's free in Liverpool all of a sudden. He's running around like, yes, I'm going to get some cash out and I'm going to spend it on stuff in Liverpool. Yeah. So I've brought to the table a lovely little advert from the 1990s that I remember fondly. I think everyone will remember this one, so go for it.
Sophie, who do you like best, Daddy or Chips? Daddy or Chips? Daddy or Thanks, Mum. Daddy, chips.
Hello, girls. McCain chips, Britain's most popular choice.
Chips.
McCain, you just can't help yourself.
So what do you think of that advert, guys?
I'm into it.
It just reminded me of how disappointing oven chips were.
Yeah, they don't even look appetizing on the advert, do
they? Well, they sort of do a bit, but it's all a bit soggy. I don't know. There was a nice bit in that advert where the little girl's walking in one room and there's a cat walking parallel as well. The director must have just gone, that is one in a million. That is that. Oh, the parallel's there. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cute, isn't it? It just is. It achieves what it sets out to do, which is to make you go, no. And it works at that.
Yeah. And it's a big question, isn't it? Who do you prefer, Daddy or chips? And
It's to shine a light on it.
It's quite easy to answer that when you see Daddy, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Like, he's a disappointment of a dad.
He really is. I mean, he's feeding her oven chips and then stealing them.
Yeah, stealing her oven chips.
Yeah.
Get lost, Dad.
To shine a light on which might be best, I don't know if this, tips the balance at all, but I dated the lass who came second to be casted as the lead in that advert.
Wow.
I mean we dated when she was an adult.
Yeah.
It was filmed 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can't pretend I wasn't a little disappointed, though. Like, you came second. I bet you prefer Daddy, don't you? Pathetic.
Maybe that was it.
She dumped me in the end, so, you know.
Maybe that was it, that they had to, they had to choose in the audition.
Yeah.
And if you got it right, you were up for the part. I don't know.
So, audition or Joe.
Do you love your dad? Yeah, get out. You just got a girl in the corner eating oven chips over and over. I'll get the part.
Do you think maybe that was like a sort of cynical attempt to appeal to the broken home market? Like, no, I hate Dad. I hate Dad for leaving. I'm gonna have some chips. I really want some chips. I can't be bothered to go out. I have some oven chips. God, I hate him.
When Mum puts the plate down with the most 90s British dinner on it, you've got chips,
fish fingers,
peas, ketchup, and Daddy. It's mad, that dinner.
Again, British cuisine is not showcased well in adverts, is it?
Well, the director's cut of that advert actually goes on a little bit longer, and Daddy spins around and goes, "Oh, the chips will be paying for those ballet lessons, will they?" So thank you one and all for watching that. Which do you prefer, Daddy or chips? Let us know in the comments below. Connell, what should we do with YouTube?
Like and subscribe.
And Jim, what should they do with Facebook?
Just like us on Facebook, please. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Just follow us everywhere. Come on.
Amazing. Right, I am Joe. This is Jim and Connell as well. Have a beautiful time, and we'll see you really, really soon. Thanks a million. Bye-bye.
Bye.